Welcome back. To another classic L5R deck tech. Tonight we are going to dabble in the darkness. With the Vile Scorpion Clan. Alright, now with the Scorpion, so we're going to use the original Stronghold from Shadowlands. I think it was Shadowlands was the first Stronghold. So this was the Ruined Fortress of the Scorpion. 11 province strength, 2 gold production, 0 starting honor. If your family honor drops to -20 or below, you do not lose the game, but your unadjusted province strength is reduced to 0 for the rest of the game. And the other line is you may not win through an honor victory. So it was basically this was during the game's infancy, and so '11 province strength in those days was humongous. So yeah, that was a hard province to bust. And then the sensei we're running with this deck is the Taka sensei. It has +1 gold production. This is a crab, crane, mantis, monk, or brotherhood scorpion sensei. And the Stronghold produces only 2 gold when paying for personalities. We honestly don't care about that. We only care about the +1 gold production, mostly for holdings. But since only produces 2 gold when paying for a personality with the Stronghold, your gold production's 2 to begin with, so it's not really a detriment. There's a couple other senseis we could run. Hantai Sensei, although that can be both bad and good. Shoju Sensei is another one, but your opponent's never really going to get to honor run. So, alright, so let's dig into the deck. So I'm only running a couple of small farms in this one. The 0 for 1 is fine. You're just looking mostly for free holdings, making it cheap. Now I'm running 6 holdings that are corrupt. Well, 3 that are corrupt and 3 that have you lose honor. So this is the Corrupt Geisha House. 0 gold cost. Shadowlands, when it enters play, lose 3 honor. Bow the Corrupt Geisha House and lose 1 honor to produce 2 gold, or 3 gold if you're a Scorpion Clan player. So, yes, your honor's going to take a hit. With this Stronghold, you don't care as much. But I'll get to the... excuse me. I'm going to get to the reason why we're running 8 holdings that, or 6 holdings that lose us honor. We're running 3 copies of that. And they're running 3 copies of Black Market. So Black Market says lose 3 honor. Each trade routes in play is -2 gold production, and each port in play is -1 gold production. Bow the Black Market and lose 1 honor to produce 2 gold, or produce 3 gold if you're a Crane Clan player. So obviously we are not Crane Clan. So we won't get the additional bonus there, but a 0 for 2 is fine. 3 copies of that. 3 copies of the Geisha House. It's a 2 for 3 if you're a Scorpion player, which we are. 3 copies of that. 1 copy of Charter of the Scorpion Clan. 2 gold, unique. Allows to produce 4 gold when bringing a Scorpion personality into play. The holding is destroyed immediately if one of your ninja or Kolat actions is cancelled. Well, there's an easy way to fix that. Don't run any. So 2 for 4 that when paying for a Scorpion personality is money. The next holding is Den of Spies. So this is a 3-cost retainer. It has the action limited. Bow Den of Spies and one of your gold producing holdings to target a player. That player loses 2 honor. As a limited action, any player may have one or more of his or her personalities with over 10 total chi may bow one or more of his, As a limited action, any player may bow one or more of his personalities with over 10 total chi to destroy Den of Spies. Obviously, it takes a lot of work to get rid of these. But again, another essential for your toolbox of honor loss. 3 copies. And then lastly, one of the most busted cards of the late Jade era, Emperor's Underhand. 3 cost, unique. It costs 3 less gold for a Scorpion player. So this is the pre-errated version. Limited. Bow the Emperor's Underhand to target another player. You may look at either his face-down Dynasty cards in his province or the player's hand. You may discard the Imperial Favor to discard one of those cards. Lose 1 honor. So this card was so good, they eventually had to errata the card, and I think it was in Gold Edition when they eventually did, that you had to discard the Imperial Favor and destroy the holding to use this ability, because this was an every turn thing if you had the favor, and it was annoying as heck. 1 copy. Now our personality base. So we're running 3 copies of Yogo Sadachi, 2 Force 2 Chi, Dash Honor, 4 gold, cost 1 personal honor. Scorpion Clan Shugenja. Battle. Switch the positions of 2 of your unbowed personalities. This can be done once per turn. So spoiler alert, most of our personalities are going to be Shugenja. And they'll become apparent when I get to the Dynasty, the Fate deck. The ability, however, is not, can be relevant. So, Sadachi is actually one of the more important ones, I would say, just because of the movement ability, if you have to get there. This is Soshi Jomeko. 1 force, 2 chi, dash honor requirement, 3 gold cost, or excuse me, 5 gold cost, 1 personal honor, Scorpion Shugenja. Limited. Bow Jomako and lose 1 honor. Target a province in play and name a card. The card in that province is revealed if it's face down, and if you name the card, it is discarded. Otherwise, it remains face up. So, again, this is another Shugenja. This is another fairly useful ability. You can, if your opponent's left cards face up in his provinces, you can strategically discard ones that you might think are going to be a problem. Losing 1 honor is not insignificant. Again, this is going to be based on what's in the Fate deck, so stay tuned for that. Nice control mechanism for the deck. You got 3 copies of that. Alright, this is Soshi Jujin. 2 force, 2 chi, dash honor requirement, 5 gold cost, 2 personal honor, Scorpion Clan Betrayer, Shugenja. Reaction. Bow Jujin when an action is about to end the battle action segment. Cancel the action. Battle. Bow Jujin. Destroy a terrain in this battle that prevents you from playing actions. So, basically, he says, you're not stopping me from doing what I want to do in this battle. Usually that's going to be cards like Crushing Attack, Night Battle, although I got all Shugenja, so it doesn't really matter there. Torrential Rain, Deadly Ground, those are the ones you're looking to stop. 3 copies of Jujin. Alright. So now we've got 2 copies of Yogo Oshi. This is another 2 force, 2 chi, dash 5, 1 Scorpion Clan Shugenja. May always attach black scrolls, ignoring chi limitations. I'll explain that in a moment. This personality counts as 2 Shugenja for the purposes of casting black scroll rituals. So, back in the day, Shugenjas had a limitation. You could only attach, during Clan Wars and Jade, you could only attach a number of spells to a Shugenja equal to or less than their chi. So in this case, you could only have 2 spells attached to the Shugenja. Later on, I think it might have been Diamond, they changed the rule. They basically removed that rule and said there's no use to having this. It's not worth the complication. And now you can just stack as many as you want on a personality. But back in this day, you used to have a limitation based on how many, what your chi is. Next up, we have 3 copies of Soshi Bantaru. It's a 1 force, 3 chi, dash 50 Scorpion Clan Shugenja. Reaction. Bow to redirect any spell effect to himself for which he could be the legal target. Again, this is a nice trait when it comes up. There aren't a ton of Shugenja in the Scorpion Clan, but there's a reason that I went with these. Again, they'll be evident here in a minute. Alright, and the last 2, they're going to be 2 unique versions of Bayushi Goshiu. So this is his original version. is 01-91 Scorpion Clan Diplomat Unique. Political reaction. Immediately after you lose honor, bow Goshiu to force another player to lose the same amount of honor. Okay, so we've already seen a number of cards that force me to lose honor. Now you start to see where Goshiu comes into play. I can bow and also make my opponent lose that much honor. Now obviously you can only have one copy of these out, so it really depends on the situation which one you want. The other version is 043Chi-71 Scorpion Clan Diplomat Experience 3 Unique. You may leave Goshiu bowed. Limited. Bow Goshiu to target a player. Until Goshiu straightens or leaves play, that player loses 2 honor immediately before each of your turns. So it's basically another card to clock your opponent with. Now we get into the events and regions. So the first one is Blessings of Asawa. The next keyhole performed is it permanently attached to the personality that cast it, and it becomes an innate ability, basically. Again, when we see the Fate deck, you'll kind of see what we're going for. Spoiler alert, there are exactly 3 keyholes in the deck. They're all 3 with the same name. Next up is As the Shadow Falls. No player may gain honor until the beginning of your turn 2 turns from now. So this is another card that's trying to keep your opponent from digging themselves out of the hole that you're putting them in. It's also very good against honor runners. Battle at Asawa Palace. All players may get any one spell from their Fate deck and add it to their hands, reshuffle. So this is basically tutoring for spell. As you can tell, I have a lot of Shugenja, and they're the only ones that can cast spells, so it's sort of playing off that whole spiel. Suspicions. Until the end of the game, each player loses 1 honor immediately after each of your events phase. So this is another card that slowly clocks your opponent for 1 honor, and it hits you too every turn. So Peasant Revolt. All personalities and followers with 3 force or greater are bowed, and none of those cards may straighten until the beginning of your next turn. And then we have Emperor's Peace. No player can declare an attack until your next turn begins. Again, you're trying to dishonor your opponent, so the goal is keep your opponent from attacking if possible, and if they're an honor runner, whatever. Alright, we have 2 regions in this deck. Golden Sun Plain. This one's pretty. We've probably seen this in a number of the decks that I've displayed. Unique region. Reaction. Once per turn, increase the gold production of one of your gold producing holdings by 2 as it bows to produce gold. And Plains of Otosan Ushi. Imperial region. Unique. This province holds 2 Dynasty cards instead of 1. And if this province is destroyed, you lose 10 honor. Spoiler alert. This is designed where either your opponent's going to lose that honor instead, or you're going to make us both lose 10 honor. So that's the Dynasty deck. Now let's get to the Fate deck. So first up here is Bad Karma. Reaction. Play this card when an action card is being played by a player whose family honor is below 0. The action is cancelled and its effects are negated. So it's basically a straight up counterspell if their honor's below 0. So if it's negative. I'm only running a couple of these because it's still going to take you a little bit to get it below 0. But this is a fantastic catch-all. Test of Honor. Target a personality who must undergo a test of honor. That personality's controller must draw and discard the top card of his Fate deck. If the focus value of the discarded card is greater than the personal honor of the personality is dishonored, then destroyed. So as written, this is a 6 gold cost event or strategy, but as written, it says personal honor. It doesn't say printed personal honor. And by default, a dishonored personality has 0 personal honor. I'm going to make a quick search because I forgot to look that up beforehand to see what it says. And even the Lotus Edition also says personal honor, not printed personal honor. So, yeah, if a personality is already dishonored and you hit him with this, as long as it's not a 0 on top of their deck, then you get to destroy personality. And they die dishonorably, which means they'll lose honor equal to their printed personal honor when they die. 3 copies. Dark Lord's Favor. 0 gold cost, 1 focus value. Lose 7 honor. You can only play one copy of this card per turn, and only if you have the lowest honor. Well, you're starting at 0 honor, and so the only way you would not be playing this early is if your opponent was playing Shadowlands. So you get to choose one of these. As an open action, dishonor a target personality. Limited action, target player discards a card. Battle, reduce an opposing card's force to 0. Reaction, reduce 1 honor gain to 0. So there's several of those very useful abilities on this card. But see how you're trying to drag your honor down? 3 copies of that. And we have Shame. Limited. Play on a dishonored personality. That player loses 7 honor. And you can only play 1 Shame each time a personality is dishonored. So, once a personality has been dishonored and you play a Shame, you can't play a second Shame on that same personality unless he becomes re-honored and then goes back. 3 copies. Of course, we have Take the Initiative because we want to go first and really mess with those honor runners. Lion, Crane, Phoenix, etc. Next up is Command of the Kami. Political open. The player with the Imperial favor discards it, then loses 2 honor. So this is another one of those cards that, especially if you don't draw any of your high-powered Dishonor cards early, this is one of those cards that, lets the Honor Runner get a little bit in front, get the Imperial favor, and then you're like, nope. Alright. 3 copies of Breach of Etiquette. So this is the reason that you're wanting to slowly drag your honor down and then be able to play this. Because with your honor always lower than your opponent, you can always end up playing the Breach of Etiquettes. You really want your last breach to be played with, whether it's your second copy or your third copy. You really want that last breach to bring their honor lower than you, and then you would just want to continue to finish them off that turn. So refugees. This is a presence-less send home against the most, majority of decks. You don't want to get your personalities into battle, particularly ones that they're just going to get squashed out. Most of the stuff that you're going to be doing is going to be done either in the limited phase or the open phase. So this is a hedge your bet against your opponent crashing in, trying to take an 11 strength province, and then you go, nope, you get to go home. Alright, next up are the spells. This is the reason we decided to go with all Shugenja, even if they're not 100% great for Scorpion. So Secrets on the Wind is a 3 gold cost spell. When this is put into play, the spell gains a token for each point of chi on the Shugenja. It's an elemental limited action. Bow the Shugenja and destroy a token to dishonor a target personality. Except if you're a Scorpion clan Shugenja, you don't have to destroy a token. You basically say, bow, dishonor. And that's why that card is very important for the deck. 3 copies. Rise from the Ashes. Of course, we saw this in the Phoenix deck. It basically, until your next event phase, no player can gain honor, declare an attack, or target any opponent's card with actions. Any honor gains you have made are negated, and Rise from the Ashes is removed from the game. So it doesn't do anything. It stops honor gains, but it does not retroactively stop honor losses. So basically, what you set up and do is you play all your actions that are going to cause them to lose honor, etc., and then activate your Rise for the turn, lock them out for a turn, and then do it again the next turn. 3 copies. Force of Will. 4 gold cost, 4 focus value, open. Bow the Shugenja to switch the personal honor and chi of any one personality in play until the end of turn. If you targeted somebody other than this, if you targeted a personality that you do not, or that you do not control, you have to destroy the spell afterwards. So, as it was set up, your personal honor is 0 if you're dishonored. So if you switch your personal honor and your chi, that means your personal honor is currently 0, so now your chi becomes 0. Your personality immediately dies, and then they're dishonored, and then they lose honor equal to their printed personal honor. Crazy dumb card. You get to kill 3 personalities with this. And then the catch-all, I need a tutor, walking the way, lets you search for any fake card in the deck. The 3 copies of The Wind's Truth, the Kehoe that I was talking about earlier, basically you get to, if you hit Blessings of Asawa, you get to permanently tattoo this on one of your Shugenjas, and then if they gain honor, you can steal it. If you lose honor, you can give them the loss. And then I have 2 rings, Ring of Earth, extra province strength doesn't hurt, and Ring of the Void to draw more cards. All right. And of course, you could see from the Taka Sensei, producing 3 gold for the spells was actually also very useful, which is another reason that I put it in here. So in any event, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Got more classic L5R CCG decks on the horizon. Until next time, there is no escape from the tiger.